Amsterdam for the weekend.
To 1.2 million to buy a houseboat.
Final thoughts on Amsterdam. Constantly dodging bikes.
The side beam is something else. I'll talk about that a bit later. But you guys see that white building over the rail? Hired.
Yeah, you might have a bad leg.
No, 71% of housing is social housing. That's incredible. That was the hippies that did that. So they did a lot of beautiful things in the city. But they appealed to the Queen and they said, you have no space for us to live. Can we come and live on the water? And she was so desperate. She's like, do whatever you guys need to do. The original ones were these barges, these boats. And then the ones that look like homes, they started in the late 70s. It was the cheapest way you were ever going to live. You were essentially squatting on water. Today, it is the most expensive way you're going to live. So, the minimum in this area we are right now is about 1 to 1.2 million to buy a houseboat.
Wow.
Yes, exactly.
Oh
And do you have to, like, because in London...
It's so nice. I really want to come back when it's warm.
I really do.
I just got back to my hotel room because I am in Amsterdam for the weekend. Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Jamera. If you're not, welcome back. I, in a fit of impulsiveness, booked a ticket to Amsterdam to see a new artist, a new like favorite artist of mine perform in Amsterdam. And looking back on it now, I probably should have made my trip longer because I just got here today. I just got here like a few hours ago and I just sort of hit the ground running because I pretty much took a red eye. And I haven't traveled internationally in so long. But I didn't realize that I wouldn't really get the sleep that I thought I would on the plane. So I've technically been up since like 6 a.m. yesterday. It's not going great. She's definitely sleep deprived. I've done activities today. I've also like weirdly lost my appetite, but things are a little chaotic. I finally decided after like falling asleep at various points throughout the day, decided that I'm just gonna head back to the hotel and sleep. Not even take a nap. I mean, it is so early though. It's 5 o'clock. I think it's a little bit too early to be going to sleep. So I think I'm gonna try to take a nap and then come up with a plan of like what I want to do after I finish sleeping or after I wake up from a nap because I'm exhausted. I'm just tired. I think I just need some shut-eye. But yeah, I wanted to enter this vlog because I've just been taking a bunch of like B-roll and not really talking to the camera. And it's like the weekend here, so there's a lot of folks out and about, and I don't know this city like that. And I feel like when you have a whole camera in a busy area, you got a target on your back. So I gotta be like super mindful about that. But and it's mad cold, like colder than I anticipated and dressed for. And I also, just before I boarded, I got my period. And just as I landed, I started feeling sick. So that has been really interesting. And that's like a part of the reason why I'm like, I'm not even going to beat myself up about the fact that I only have 2 days here. I just want to like rest, and do what I can. But know that first off, we can come back and we can come back when it's warmer. And there's like so much to do here. It's really interesting. But yeah, I just wanted to check in. Hello, good morning from Amsterdam. I am up, just had breakfast, did my morning pages after like over a month of not even journaling at all, and it feels so good. I ended up going to sleep and sleeping all last night for hours, and I feel more alert, even though I also still feel a little congested and like definitely like cold like, but I am not gonna let that stop me from enjoying the rest of my trip. So I got ready and I am going to the only thing that I actually technically have booked for today is a museum tour at this museum called Our Lord in the Attic, and it's a whole like church that's in a canal house or something like that. I'm excited to check it out. It seems very interesting, and I think it'll provide some like cultural learning around like Amsterdam history. And then I have my concert later tonight with Berhana at like 7, so there's definitely some time in between now and then to like fill and do different things, but at the core of it, I'm not going to do too much because I want to take it easy and not like feel even more sick. But I look good, I feel good-ish, and I'm ready to like go out for the day. As for outfits, I am wearing this dress, like I think it's probably Target. I want to say it's Target, but I got it. It's a midi dress. I'm a little bit concerned about exposing skin here because it's not freaking warm outside. It's actually very cold. So my tram ride is only around like 16 minutes. It shouldn't take me that long to get there, but I'm just gonna see what I do, and I'm gonna be in the museum, so we're gonna go for it. And if it's too crazy, we'll just come back to the hotel. And like, I have tights. I hate tights, but I do have tights, and I can put that on top of my outfit or at the bottom, and just live like that. But for now, we're gonna we're gonna test the waters.
Please remember to check out. Also with your
I am in Hay, and they have like store out here that's so good. Kind of obsessed with all of these like home decor pieces, but this lamp is so great. It's dimmable, and also you can shift where the light shines. But I love how you can just tap the top to turn it off and on and dim it. It's just so simple and so clean and minimal. So good. Also, as someone who owns a modular sofa, I'm really into the look of these. They're pretty low. That's like the downside of modular couches. But oh my gosh, yes. This looks so much like mine. I love this color. I'd love to have it in like a deeper electric blue, which I think you can actually do here. Looking at like the different fabrics. But I'm actually obsessed with this side table here. How much is this? Let me not put myself over here. This is $3.85. And this is real marble. Wow. Oh my god. I love these lamps. Lightsaber lights. How fun. I am back in my hotel. I'm tired, but I realized like I have not eaten anything since breakfast this morning. And when I've been out, I don't want to eat. Like the places I want to go to aren't open until like later in the day, in the evening. And I don't really want to just pop into some random cafe place and get like a boring sandwich or whatever. So I just haven't eaten, and also like don't have an appetite, so it's not like I'm starving and like have the shakes, but I think that's what I want to focus on too, because it's 3 o'clock now and I'm back at the hotel to like put my stuff down, my bags down that I did some little shopping, and then take a little rest, maybe get some tea or something before heading back out to go to the Jordan area, which is said to be like, you know, a really historic like residential neighborhood, and has like older homes, and it's really nice area with like shops and like small boutique shops, and I definitely want to check that out. So I'm taking just a little bit of a rest here, especially like wanting to rest my feet because I know I'm going to be on my feet tonight at this show and in these shoes too. So I want to, technically I feel like I want to come back here by 6 o'clock so I can start getting ready. The doors open at the venue at 7. And it's literally like a 5-minute walk away. Like, shout out to me for booking this. I'm like, praise the Lord, like it was, I planned this. But shout out to me for booking a place that was like 5 minutes away. I wish I could go outside. There's like this outdoor space that's connected like right off of my room, but it's a little bit too cold for me to go out there. I don't really feel like putting my coat on and doing all that. But I sort of wish I could go out there. But yeah, today was like actually really cool. I actually got like a lot of stuff done. Going to the museum, our Lord in the Attic or something. It was really good, really nicely done, and just talks about how, you know, the Catholic Church, you know, how people who are Catholic practice their religion in these hidden churches in their homes because of this decree. There was like a altering or something that happened in the 1500s when where the people took over, the new like citizens took over and like proclaimed that Amsterdam was a Protestant, like the dominant religion in Amsterdam would be Protestant, and so sort of forced all the other religious groups to practice however they wanted to, but they couldn't do it publicly. So that's all that to say. That's where this home came from. And so there are so many like churches like that in the houses, but this one that I saw today was like, I think one of the few like still lasting and still in its like original condition. It was so good. If you're ever in Amsterdam, I definitely recommend it. But I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna stop so I can take some rest, get some stretching in, and just like take a beat before heading back out. Now I know I have no business being in the store because I can't bring anything back in my carry-on bag, but
I like them.
Wait, but not for me.
But I was no, because wait, I think about this.
this is such an interesting building design. Like, what are those? I am a little behind schedule, but I'm walking back to my bus. I just finished like hanging out in the Jordan area, and I'm like a little late to the party, but apparently this is like pretty poppin' of a place. It's like I think I mentioned this, it's been like pretty hard to find food. So I've been like really trying to find Surinamese food, and I did. And I ate half of it, and now I have the other half for after my show, but I feel like I'm constantly dodging bikes. Constantly dodging bikes. I have been hit by a bike before, and I want to do whatever I can to avoid that happening again. I really like how quiet it is here, how chill everyone seems, how happy everyone seems. Not suspicious, but like, good for them. Kitty! Hi! Oh my gosh, you're so cute. You look just like my cat. Thick, just like her too. Aww. Bye, kitty. Back in the room, dressed and ready for berhana. I'm so excited. I packed a different top than I actually intended to, but it is what it is. We're doing a little skirt moment. We got our hair out, makeup on, and we're gonna have a good night, even though I am starting to feel pretty tired. All right.
Wait. Remember love in the summer. I take you to the cinema. Yellow halo above you. I can't tell you how it happened. No. I dropped feelings out in Africa. Old hoes running that attraction. Maybe someday, love, great love.
I am back in New York now. It was a really short trip, but I got back yesterday, and luckily I didn't have anyone sitting beside me on the plane, so I had like an empty aisle, which was so good because unlike the flight over to Amsterdam, the flight back was 2.5 hours more. So we were on there for like 8.5 hours. And honestly, the fact that I like had time, the fact that I didn't have anyone sitting beside me like made it so much more bearable. And I've also realized I'm like my flight anxiety has gotten better. Before I used to be really like not so bad, but I was just really like tense around flying, and now I'm a little bit more calm and just more relaxed. Like I'm like going with the flow, trusting the process of it all now. But yeah, just wanted to share before like closing out this video, just wanted to share some last some final thoughts on Amsterdam, places that I recommend and where I want to go next time, what I want to do since the trip was mad short. So I feel like even though, you know, I was there for those 2 days, I did get to see like a good mix of the cultural bits and historical bits of Amsterdam, and got to explore that while also checking out like a restaurant or two here or there that was recommended by a few folks. Amsterdam is all about the canals, so I had to do a boat tour, and I did that with those damn boat guys. I found the tour to be like really informational and conversational. It's not like the tour guide was just like speaking out and just like monologuing to us the whole time. So it felt really intimate and really conversational, and it was just really chill. So I definitely would love to do that again and just be back on the boats in general. Thing that I recommend, because Amsterdam apparently has tons of museums, but normally I love doing a nice art museum, but instead I wanted to do something that was a little more cultural. So I did the Our Lord in the Attic Museum, and that was actually really, really good, really informative. I learned a lot about you know, first off, the like architecture of these canal homes, and also just the religious history of Amsterdam as well, and also learned about a lot like Catholicism and the different like terminology and garbs and everything, garments that are used. I don't know, I didn't grow up Catholic, so it was really interesting and informative. And I was a little bit afraid of like the stairs and everything, but they actually weren't that bad, and it was pretty, like the audio tour that we did was just like even, it was paced well, so people weren't like on top of each other. I definitely recommend that. In terms of food, I had the seafood bar on my list. I did end up going like in the middle of the day. It was like a random time. One thing I also realized about the restaurant scene, and like a lot of the places that I wanted to go to like didn't open till like later in the day. So 5:30, one was like 3:30, and my timing of things are so weird. So thankfully the seafood bar was open like from like 11 a.m. to like 12. Like they were open for a while. And I, unfortunately, because I was sick, I didn't really want to go crazy with the seafood because I didn't really taste it. I didn't feel like I wasn't able to, I didn't have my full like taste because I was like congested. So I just went for like a simple like clam and spaghetti thing, and that was pretty good. It was fine. But when I go back, I definitely want to go and get like, they have like you could get like whole seafood platter, and you could get it either like raw or you can get it grilled. And there, depending on what you get, it has like different options, but it looks so good. Like for one person it's like $36, something like that, 36 euros, which I feel like is fair for how much. Well, I also hadn't seen the plate, but I feel like it's not that bad for the variety and the amount of options that you're getting. But I definitely want to go back to try that because I love seafood. And then one of the big things I wanted to try was Surinamese food, because there's a large population of people from Suriname, because not Dutch, but the Netherlands colonized Suriname, and I think it was Curacao as well. So there's a large community there, and the food like Surinamese food is really great, said to be really great. So I went to this place called Simz Exotic Food, which was good. From the little taste buds I had left, it was pretty good. And I got like a whole platter of food of like chicken thighs, like curry chicken thighs, and broccoli, string beans, rice. It was great and it was filling, and I was able to like split it up in like between meals. And so that was really great, and it was like 14 euros for that one platter. So definitely highly recommend checking it out, and I definitely want to see more, visit more Surinamese food restaurants next time, as well as Indonesian. Like when I went on the tour, they said that Indonesian food is really big there. Pretty much every food that is traditionally like Dutch is said to be good there. So that's typically what I hear across like every place in the Western world. So whether you're in like England, Ireland, or yeah, Amsterdam, it's all the same. It's like, try the food of people of color. Okay, and really quickly, just want to talk about next time and like what I would love to do if I have more time there. Maybe what you could do that I've heard is really good. And the first thing is like the time of the time that I got there. So I would say I would go back to Amsterdam in like around this time, because even though it was colder than I expected, it wasn't like freezing cold, as I just didn't pack well. So I feel like as long as you have like a coat and a scarf, I mean like a hat and a scarf and maybe gloves. It wasn't even that necessary for gloves, but I felt like a scarf would have been like really helpful, and like my walking shoes were fine. Like you'd be good to go. So I'm not entirely opposed to going back around this time, but it's also like cheaper too, because this is like one of the rare times where it's like there's not a lot of people there, prices are lower, and it's like on the boat tour they gave us like a heated water thing and a blanket, so it was like really cozy on there. It was like so it wasn't like the worst, like you could make it work, and I definitely could have made it work if I packed better. But the thing that they also said was the best time to go was in September, and it's not as humid because there's no air conditioner there, but it's still the sun's out, the temperature's great, and it's still like really beautiful. So definitely want to keep that in mind for the next time. I feel like oftentimes I have this belief that when you travel, you should go and see, like you should like experience something new, do something new. But Amsterdam was the first time I feel like I would go back on that, because a lot of the things that I like to do at home ended up being things that I could experience in Amsterdam that would be just like really good. So for example, I really love going to comedy shows. One of the tour guides from the Canal tour said that comedy shows are like really big in Amsterdam, and they're actually really funny, and there are a few comedy shows like venues that are really great, and a lot of like famous comics come through, and it's a good place to go. And they have shows both in Netherlandy. I don't even think they refer to it as Dutch, but I'm gonna refer to it as Dutch because I don't remember the word. But they have shows in Dutch and they have shows in English too. So I definitely want to do that. And then I also love going to the movie theaters here, like just on a day-to-day basis. And they have these movie theaters. There's this theater like the Toshinko, and it's this movie theater that was like that opened in like the 1920s. It has these gorgeous like Art Deco style, the seats, it just looks really really beautiful and really like historical, and it's still like operating, and I definitely would love to experience that because it just looks like it's an experience in itself. So I would definitely want to do that. And I still feel like it's still, I could sort of break that rule in Amsterdam. I also would love to visit markets. I caught like the tail end of the market in the Jordan area, and they were packing up. But in Amsterdam, they're like known for their markets, and I feel like it would be such a good time to do some shopping, like vintage shopping, and just seeing what, you know, these markets have to offer. So my the hotel like host pointed out a few markets that they have in Jordan. I don't know the names of them. Maybe I can like put them here. And then there's like the West Market, and then there's one like in the south part that's open like every day, I think. But yeah, that's on my list. And then speaking of Jordan, I also like, that was like my last day. I went to the Jordan area to do some exploring, and I had like such an interesting like story, but I think I'm going to talk about it in another video where I discuss like what I bought from Amsterdam, because I did do some shopping, and it was really cool. I really would love to, it's like known, Jordan neighborhood is known to like, one, be a really like historical residential area where they have homes that are like really unique, and that was really cool to see. But they also known to have like really cute shops, really great shops. I walked by a record store. They had a ton of stores actually. I walked through this like junk store that was literally filled to the brim. Then there was this really cool modern design store that I checked out, and I definitely will want to spend more time there, because I think from the walking around I did, I felt like I was in like the theater district and the more like touristy area when I was like taking the public transit. Public transit was awesome, by the way, but I feel like I didn't really hit the residential bits in the West and in the South. I mentioned wanting to check out some art museums and the other museums there. One of them, there's like a museum of the history of canals that seemed interesting. And then I also want to see more like nature. I want to figure, what are all these like windmills? I want to see those, be out in nature, maybe visit like Rotterdam, and just maybe do some walking tours, food tours, and all that stuff. So definitely opportunity to explore more. I definitely feel like now that I've gone, I have more of an idea of how things work, what neighborhoods are great to check out, but I also still feel like pretty good about my trip, and despite it being like so short. But anyways, I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how much footage I actually got, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Let me know if you have any questions about Amsterdam and any links that you want, and I'm happy to share them with y'all. Okay, bye.